Hi guys, my name is Mohit and I'm based in India in a city called Jodhpur. And outside of Airbnb, I run a private equity company. We buy and operate portfolios of online businesses.
Were you in your Airbnb journey before joining the mentorship program?
Before, I was just doom scrolling all the Airbnb influencers. And then I was like, I need to get started. It's been a year now. I've been doing all the research. I'm not ready yet, but when I spoke to you, it was here in JBR, I think a few months ago, and I was like, I need to take action now. And I think you pushed me really hard, and I signed up, and now I'm at 3 units and signing up the 4th and 5th very soon.
What problem were you trying to solve before joining?
I want to be a luxury holiday home company, not just any run-of-the-mill. I want to give the guests an experience that is equivalent or even surpassing that of a 5-star hotel, so that families can come in, business travelers can come in, they can have this space as their home. You still get all that luxury that they would in a 5-star. Because I myself, I stay in 5 stars and nice hotels all the time, but after a point it gets tiring. The same food, the same breakfast, so you need more space for the family, for the kids. And for that reason, I prefer staying in Airbnbs too now if I'm staying for longer. And that's what I want to give to my guests.
Why did you choose the mentorship program over other mentors at one of those?
I could see that you were, probably 1 or 2 years ahead in the journey where I could see myself. And I was like, the other guys are too far ahead of me. But not just that, but I found your content really genuine. And even though you have a heavy accent, but I was like, I think you're the guy who can probably help me out on a one-to-one basis, because I knew that the others are probably, not going to give me individual attention or whatever. But I hang out with you like a friend, and that's what I want to do, not just be like a student or a mentee. So
what do you feel helped you the most and why in the mentorship program?
I think it was the contact, the research, and the know-how that you already accumulated over the last 2 years. So that cut short my learning curve and process, and that kind of gave me the boost to just go get it done. I would have been ready in the next season otherwise, but because of you, I'm ready this season.
How long did it take you to get your first meaningful win? Whether it's a viewing, an offer, a deal, or a loyal list, how long did it take you into the mentorship program?
I think it took me probably a month into the mentorship, and I had my first deal. Honestly, that was quick.
Can you give a snapshot of your first or best deal with strategy, bedrooms, area, event fees, and furniture costs?
Yeah, so we got this 1-bedroom in Business Bay. That was love at first sight. We saw 3 apartments in that building, and others were nicely furnished, but this one was empty. But it had the bird's view, beautiful view from the balcony, from the living, and you could just imagine that, what it's gonna look like in the night and during the New Year's. And we spent about 20K furnishing that one, 25K, but because it was our first one, we spent a bit more because we were learning as we went. But I think now we have the know-how and the expertise and the contacts to get it done for cheaper. So we spent about 20 odd thousand dirhams, 25,000 dirhams on doing it all up from the ground up. And we did some gypsum walls and some nice backlighting, all of that stuff.
What mistake did it mentorship help you avoid, and how much money or time did that save?
I think the biggest mistake that it helped us avoid was going into the wrong building. Because I know people who are in the wrong building, they're stuck and they can't get out and they can't make money because that building just doesn't work. So I was really concerned about not going into the wrong building, which you helped me avoid. So that was the best mistake that didn't happen.
How has your day-to-day life changed or comfort changed since joining the mentorship project?
Honestly, with my previous business, I've been doing it for 12 years now, and it's all automated. My team does all the work, and I'm pretty much, I was on a sabbatical, and I was ready to do something new, ready to go, and something more people-focused and people-centric, because my current business is just mostly on laptops and on Zoom calls. And this is something that, I want to do for a long time, because I can interact with people, everyone from, high-level travelers to people on the ground doing the work, the contractors, the cleaners. And this gives me really joy in doing this and making other people's life easier.
If a skeptic says coaching is a scam or Airbnb is saturated, how do you respond?
I don't respond. I just let them be. Let me do my coaching and you can do whatever you want to do.
What would happen if you hadn't joined the mentorship program?
My pace would have been really slow, honestly, because I would have second doubted myself that whether this is the right building to go into or not. And I would have done a bit more research and probably probably I would have maybe one property, not three for sure. So the pace would have been much lower. So I'm grateful to you for that.
If someone was on the fence right now about joining a mentorship program, what would you say to them?
I mean, if you're serious about doing this professionally and you want to do it ASAP, just sign up. I mean, there's no other way to speed up your process. Honestly, the investment you make is way more than what you would get out of it.
If you were starting again today, what would you do for start different?
I would not miss the unit in Paramount, which I missed. Yeah, I got a good deal in Paramount, 2-bedroom for $195. I missed that. I regret that. But yeah, if I were starting out, I would, one mistake that I would avoid is while we sign up the lease and everything, I would start with the paperwork alongside furnishing the unit because we didn't realize it. The paperwork takes really long. And you help us out with that too, like the DTM permit, the chiller, the gas, the diva, all of that takes 2 weeks, And in the meantime, you can get the work done in the apartment. So,
And lastly, how would you describe the support that you received?
absolutely, best. You were always available, on WhatsApp, on calls, and you were always making sure that, I was doing the right thing and making sure that I'm, proceeding and towards the goal and, doing the right thing. So world-class support, I would say.